What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get into it. Okay, let's talk about it. So here we are at about 1.926 cents right now. Pulled back a little bit from yesterday's high, and that's fine, right? We were expecting that. I think I actually literally caught the high on the video. I wasn't saying that this was the high. I was excited. I thought we were going to keep going, but there was one point in the video where I said it looked like we were topping off. We'd probably pull back. I thought we could go even a little bit lower than this, but a higher low is what we were looking for. A higher low is what we got. Good stuff, right? From a relative low here to a relative high, we bounced off the 786, right? Yes, relative low to relative high, bounced right off the 786 and had a 786 bounce reaction. Reactions like this, where you bounce and you have a phenomenal bounce like that, good volume, closing above the golden ratio. That's everything that you want to see to solidify this as your low. I will say generally with 786 bounces, you tip it and then immediately move up. You don't hang out here for 3 hours, but I mean on a 1 hour basis, that's what it looks like. On a 4 hour basis, it looks more like a standard 786 bounce. So I don't know, man. I got no problems with it. It's like I'm trying to have problems with it, but I can't have problems with it. It just looks so good. We're getting volume. Volume looks good. I know it seems like a lot of volume here, and what I'm about to ask for might seem like a lot, but as we continue to grow, it's not a bad thing if we don't see this, but it would look good. It would be comforting if we saw volume grow, right? If we saw higher levels of volume as we're progressing out of this. I think that would be nice. And it might seem like this is just such immaculate levels of volume. How are we going to get anything higher than this? Well, if we zoom back and just remember where we are, we're at very low levels of volume, my friends, right? Like these are low, as high as they seem for the past week. That's been boring and very low in volume. They're very low levels in volume. So we can absolutely see more volume come in as we go higher, and I think that we will. I think that we will. If we look at the 1 hour RSI, we are bouncing off of the 50 area. We look like we're in a nice little established uptrend right now, breaking out of this downtrend. Good. I hope that it's obvious what I'm pointing at, right? Downtrend here, lower highs, lower lows, uptrend here, higher lows, higher highs, stuff like that, right? Looks pretty good to me. And it looks like you're ready to go to the next move up. I bet by the time most of you watch this, we're probably higher. Famous last words. Hopefully we don't go lower. Let's see what we did on this retracement here, actually. High to low. Let's look and see if we were going lower. You tipped your golden ratio for resistance. You're all the way back at your 236, which is not common. It's not ideal, but hey, volatile, whatever. That is a lot of volume, but that's on a wicking candle. Let's look at the 5. It's a lot of volume all throughout this here. I don't know. That might have been why we came back to the 236, but we're finding support at previous areas of resistance. A lot of wicks down here. It looks like we're finding support down here. No volume as we're slowly bleeding lower. So I don't think that we go lower. I do think that we go higher. I'm glad. Okay, cool. By the time a lot of you watch this, or at least by the time that I start my next video for XCN tonight, we likely will be higher. Will we be above 2.2 cents? I'd like to think so, but you know, if not, certainly something above 2 cents, a little bit higher than we're at now is what I would expect. XCN can move fast whenever it wants to move up, but doesn't want to now. Doesn't want to meander a little bit, maybe. And then maybe it breaks out later. I don't know. It doesn't have to be this perfect, flawless move, but I do assume that we're going to move up from here. I don't think that we go lower. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, it looks as though we've broken out of a downtrend here. Got above the 50, found support on the 50. Now we're back up. I like this. It would be ideal, I think, if we could close this 4 hour period green. If we can close it green, it'll look like you are continuing off this bounce instead of rejecting here, getting a relative double top, right? If we close it red, it's not the worst thing, but if we do close red, it leaves the door open to go back down below 1.9 cents, maybe even below 1.8 cents if we close this 4 hour red. It leaves the door open. So closing it green closes that door a little bit more and leaves the door open more so for a higher price target, right? From a high to a low here, the next target area to assume would be about the 382. That's at about 2.5 cents. Oftentimes with the 382, you do go just above it. You find resistance just above it. And of course, you have wicking areas of resistance here. I think if you were looking to sell, and I am looking to sell some for my short-term plays, right? I'm looking to sell some probably up here. It all depends, right? The stuff that I bought down here, I'm probably going to hold for the end of the month. I just want to see how it goes, right? It's not really a trading thing. It's more of like a time perspective. It's like I put it in. It's a week-long investment. Let's see how it does, because I think this next week is going to be good. I think that we would at least be above 3 cents, if not potentially even above 4 cents. So buying down here at 1.7 cents, that's good enough for me to not try and trade and get into some just to not be greedy, right, and try to maximize this as much as I can, but just be happy with what it is and accept that it will grow. I think that it will grow by the end of the week, at least by the end of the month. But up here, I might sell some short-term positions that I had acquired back here. I know I did make a purchase right here, right before things went down, and I've been holding on to that. So I might sell for a slight profit here with this position, not with the position I recently had, and then buy back in at the 236. I am expecting, and the only reason I'm talking about myself is because this is what I'm expecting to happen. This is what I'm going to do. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but this is literally what I'm going to do. I will probably sell some, not a lot. It's an insignificant amount of XCN compared to what I hold in it, right? Very insignificant. Sell some, not the stuff that I bought down here. Just going to sell some stuff that was in a bad position. I'm just going to cut my losses slash get a little bit in the green, right? Hopefully, ideally, and then hopefully buy back in at a better price down here at about 2.2 cents. I do believe we're going to hit the 382, come back down to the 236, so I will be trading based off of that, and then from there going up to the golden ratio. This would be, if we go to the golden ratio, the way that I'm assuming it to happen, that would be by the end of this month. So that would be at about 3.3 to 3.55 cents, something in that area by the end of the month. And of course, it doesn't stop there. We will continue to grow, right? We absolutely will continue to grow. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if in the next week you have some cash that you'd like to turn into, 70% profits, or at the very least 30% profits, I think this coin's a good opportunity for that. I think you're going to do pretty damn well with that. It could only, the only thing that I think could happen as far as being different than that goes is it could only go higher. Maybe it's more eruptive, because when this thing moves, it can move at a pretty fast pace, you guys, especially when we're breaking out of consolidation phases, which that's essentially what we're calling for. This video yesterday, what happened yesterday, you guys, I think we are on the verge right now of breaking out of this range. It's not there yet, but it's all going to look, whenever we look back at it, we'll say that this was the low. This was the low that started us on this journey that broke us out of this very long, drawn out, lower high consolidation phase that we've been in, right? This kind of parallel channel that we've stuck to the top side of. Of course, if we are to go lower, if this isn't our low, there's ways to invalidate that, right? Or to validate that we're going lower. Let's see if we take a low here to a high, and we were to go lower. If we see prices below 1.769 cents, if we get below there on a 4-hour closing basis, a 1-hour closing basis, 1.769 cents, likely, yes, we will go lower. 1.6 cents awaits, prices below 1.5 cents awaits, and then that would likely be our low area. And then we can get excited. I'll probably just buy more. I'll be wrong, and I will just buy more. It's really good to get in the habit of buying more whenever you're wrong. If you're in a project that actually has potential to grow, right? Maybe not every project deserves to be bought into as it goes down, but one like this, one that did a 25x with some of the most volume you've ever seen, the biggest move that we saw by far in crypto in the month of January, took this thing from like a top 300 coin, top 400 coin to in the top 100 spot. I think a coin like this has more growth to do. I personally do. If not, I think we would have sold off more, right? If this was a pump and dump, it would have pumped and dumped. This is a really wicked pump and dump if you pumped for 2 weeks and you're dumping 4 weeks later and you still haven't dumped yet. You know what I mean? I say that from a high to a low, we have pulled back all the way down 65%, but in crypto, this kind of stuff is normal. Pulling back to previous areas of resistance is normal, right? That's exactly what you did here. All healthy things, all good looking things. I don't assume we go lower. I do assume we go higher, but that's in case we do go lower. I just wanted to talk about that. From a high to a low here, I think we do still respect this range. Why? Because we're still respecting it now, right? 2618 as resistance, 1886 area as support. The next area to go to is the money zone. That's between 7.2 to 10 cents here. I don't think we stop here. In fact, if we do stop here, it'd be the top of this zone, but I think that we do progress onward. And now this is where things get misleading, because if we progress onward, the only next fib is at about 21 to 27 cents, and that could be where we go. That's very possible. We could go there. 21 to 27 cents. I mean, from a high to a low, assuming that's our low and we don't go lower, 27 cents is where the 2618 is of this fib retracement, 27 cents. And this fib retracement, you can see from a high to a low here, we went all the way up to the 2618 on this extension here. So going from the 2618 as resistance and then calling for the same thing here, which is at this upper zone, which would make sense if we break above 10 cents, we would go to this zone by the way of this fib. It would make sense that we do go to 27 cents. So I personally don't think that that's going to happen. From a low to a high, 27 cents, that's a 15x move, almost a 16x move, coming off of a move that, just did a 20x. That would be great. I would love it. I would love to be wrong. And I certainly will have sell orders up there just in case I am wrong and it goes all the way up there. But I will probably let go of most of my XCN that I want to sell. I say most of my XCN. Most of the XCN that I want to sell, I will let go of it probably anywhere from about 14 cents and onward, right? I'm thinking 14 cents is a good starting to take profit zone, and I'm going to layer it up to 18 cents, layer it through 20 cents, 25 cents, and then there's going to be a little cherry on top at 27 cents there. But I'm not getting out of XCN. I'm definitely not getting fully out, because you never know, man, how high this thing could fly. Maybe we're not bullish enough. Maybe the big move wasn't even this. Maybe we have a 40x to come. Who knows, right? But that's why you hold. You have a stack to add to, stuff like that, right? And then that way, in case you do sell at the right time and you expect it to pull back here to find support and go higher, but it doesn't. It just finds momentary support and it goes higher. At least you didn't sell everything and you're still making profits, even if you're in a position to still take profits, even if you were wrong and expecting the price to go lower. So just explaining my thoughts there as far as what's going to happen, right? Let me be a little bit more clear too. I anticipate very highly that we will. Is this at the right place? Yeah, it is. That we will go to about 10 cents at a minimum, at a bare minimum. If it looks like we're finding resistance here, you guys, if we tip 10 cents and then we reject there, I'm probably not going to sell at 10 cents. I'll probably have to sell at about 6 to 7 cents, somewhere in that range, but whatever, you know, that's the game we play, because I'm not anticipating that we stop at 10 cents. If you want to take profits there, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that's probably a fair area to take profits, all things considered. But I really do think that we will go at least to 12.5 to 14 cents, at most 27 cents. Most likely, I think we'll go somewhere in between, something that's around 17, 16, 20 cents, something in that area. That's what I'm thinking by the end of March. We're at 1.9 cents now. XCN is a beast, you guys. It's made a name for itself, or at least in the pump community, it's made a name for itself. I don't know why a lot of YouTubers aren't talking about it. It doesn't make sense to me, right? Justin Sun's involved with it. Chain is involved with it, right? There's some big things going on, and a lot of big YouTubers aren't talking about it. That's great, right? It's whenever big YouTube channels start talking about your coin, that's when you should probably sell, right? When they're not talking about it, it's because they're watching it pump and they're not involved, so they get the jealous green monster inside of them that just wants to see this thing dump. And whenever you find yourself wanting to see a coin dump, watch it every single time and watch that be the coin that pumps. It's kind of funny. I'm on a whole different tangent here, but if you use your own psychology instead of against you, but for you, if you can use it for you, find a coin. Think of right now a coin that you, whoever you are watching this video, that you just don't like, that you hope goes to zero. Think of a coin like that, right? And not because it's a scam, not because it burned you and it was a scam. If that happens, that's a different scenario. But I mean a coin that you don't even know why. Just for whatever reason, it rubs you the wrong way. Turbo, it's a frog. I don't like it. Why would it go up? Why would it pump? Pepe, it's a frog. Why would it go up? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to see it pump. Those coins are the ones that likely will pump. And I'm not saying those coins specifically. I'm just saying as an example. For example, right, Dogecoin was hated. A lot of people said Dogecoin's a joke coin, it's a trash coin, it's going to go to zero. And as people said that, it's continued to pump. And then once everybody got on board with Dogecoin, once everyone got on board with it last cycle at the highs, that's whenever it went through this immaculate dump, right? Same thing with XRP. People talk crap about XRP as if it's a dead coin, and then it pumps. All the big YouTubers talking about it as if it's a dead coin, right? Whenever things are doing good work, whenever they're in good consolidation phases and they're not getting the recognition they deserve, that makes a really good scenario for you to pump hard still. Whenever they do get the recognition that they deserve, that might be time to start layering out. That's all I'm trying to say. But getting away from the TA here, let's finish it up, okay? Weekly RSI, lower lows, higher lows here, looks phenomenal. Daily time frame, from a relative low to a relative high here. We've pulled back to the 236. You didn't even hit your 382. This is very, 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 very uncommon, and it only happens in extremely bullish scenarios, which I would say we might be in right now. It only happens in scenarios where your pullback is still significant, even if you don't go to your 382. So that's a pretty significant pullback. However, word of the wise, word of caution, air of caution, 1.4 cents is a possibility still. It's very common in powerful moves to find support at the 382. I don't think we go down there. I think I've made that clear. But again, we are not expecting this, but accepting it as a possibility. That way, if we're looking for this and then instead we get this, we don't panic sell. We look at it as the opportunity that it is, and we buy more. We buy more. Even if we're wrong, we buy more, so that whenever we are inevitably right, it just adds to the stack of glory that is to come, okay? I do expect that we're going to have a very tradable range here from a high to a low. I very much expect that we will find resistance at all key levels, the 382, the 61869, the 786, 886 area. Once we get above the 886, that's when it's time to start looking higher, right? You can already look higher right now, but this is when the 886 is the point where we're allowed access to 6.5, 9 cents and beyond. The highest target I could see us hitting by the end of this move, which would be by the end of March, if not early April, mid-April even, would be 27 cents. The lowest high that I see us achieving is something right around just below 10 cents. Likely something in between is going to happen. I like that all-time high area at about 18.8 cents personally, if not at least 12.5 cents, right? The given accepted, I keep saying this, I like this new kind of terminology I use. The given accepted, I accept it as a minimum, is 9.4 cents. I accept as a possibility. I'm not going to look at that and be like, there's no way it stops it. No, there's a way. It could stop at 9.4 cents. That's a very possible. I accept it as a minimum, but it's not what I expect as a minimum. It's accepted, not expected. The expected minimum is 12.5 to 14 cents there, right? 12.5 to 14 something. That's the expected minimum. The expected price by that definition would be something around 18.8 cents then, right? Something around there, give or take 2 cents, 20 cents, 16 cents, somewhere in that 16 to 20 cent zone. That's the expected move. The accepted, but not expected maximum, the accepted maximum is 27 cents, but I don't expect that to happen, okay? Of course, you could run higher. Of course, you don't have to hit 9 cents. This is just what my opinion is. Not financial advice, not your financial advisor. Of course, we could turn around lower. You could blast through the roof. We don't know what we're dealing with, but I have a strong assumption that we will probably stop around 18 cents, something in that area, more or less. Wouldn't surprise me at all if we stopped under it. Wouldn't surprise me at all if we stopped above it, but something in that area is what I'm expecting. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys. Hopefully by the end of this day, by the beginning of the new day, in the next video, we are above 2 cents and looking for higher prospects. All right, take it easy. Bye-bye.